Hello and welcome to Tittingary Tales. My name is Auntie Angie and today we'll be reading my favorite tortoise tales by Helen Press Ajayi. The first story is How the Tortoise Cracked His Shell. A long time ago, there was a terrible famine in the animal kingdom. And the animals were forced to travel far and wide in search of food. But the more they traveled, and the more they searched, the more serious the famine became. Finally, the birds had an idea. "Let us meet with the people of the sky," they said. "Perhaps they'll help us find a solution to this food shortage." And the tortoise, being a crafty animal, called the birds. "It will be nice, don't you think, if one land animal could be part of the meeting?" "Good idea," agreed the birds. "Yes, good idea." "And wouldn't it be nice, don't you think," said the tortoise, "if we took names so that the people of the sky could know us more easily?" "Oh, great idea," agreed the birds. "Yes, great idea." "I know," said the tortoise, "and the birds could be called All of Us, while I, as the representative of the land animals, could be called All of You." And the birds innocently agreed. In fact, they thought the tortoise was full of good ideas, that they appointed him as their spokesperson. And they each contributed feathers so that the tortoise could fly with them to the meeting in the sky. At last, the great day came, and the tortoise with his borrowed feathers flew with the birds to meet the people of the sky. Now when they arrived, the people of the sky were so happy to see them, and the tortoise stepped forward in his colorful feathers. "Thank you for your warm welcome, venerable people of the sky," the tortoise bowed. "I, the tortoise, speak on behalf of all of us." And the birds were happy and they nodded in approval. And when the tortoise finished telling his sad story, the people of the sky promised to find a lasting solution. And everybody was happy, shouting and hugging each other and jumping for joy. Then the people of the sky then told the tortoise and the birds to go to a room where a magnificent feast was laid, the most delicious food. There was hot pounded yam, amala, eba, and tuwo. There was every type of soup imaginable. There was okra, egusi, eforiro, ogbono, banga native soup filled with all kinds of meats like oxtail, goats, chicken, cow food, and shaki. There were delicacies such as snails, crayfish, periwinkle, one of my favorites, and ngolo, as well as all manner of fresh fish and dried fish and stockfish, not to mention jollof rice and moi moi and dodo. Everyone was very happy as they hadn't eaten well for quite some time now. And everybody's favorite dish was there. They all licked their lips in anticipation. Then the leader of the sky people pointed to the food. "To celebrate your visit to our kingdom, we have prepared this food for all of you." And immediately, Tortoise jumped forward and he pounced on the food and he greedily began to eat it all. "Don't you remember," he reminded the birds, "that my name is All of You?" Now since the tortoise had spoken for the group and he looked somewhat different to the others, the people of the sky just thought that the tortoise was their king. So they said nothing, and they looked on smiling, and they nodded in approval, while the tortoise ate all the food, leaving only bones and leftovers. And the birds looked angry and hungry, but they did not want to start a fight in front of the people of the sky. Instead, they vowed to teach the tortoise a lesson. So they took their feathers back and left, and the tortoise was stranded. "Friends, don't leave me like this," he begged. "Please at least tell my wife Yarimbo to bring all the blankets and cushions so I can land softly on them when I jump from heaven." But the birds had other ideas, and on that fateful day, the tortoise jumped from the sky, hoping that he would land on the soft things that Yarimbo had brought out. And to his surprise, he landed on a pile of rocks and stones, cracking his shell into many pieces. And although the tortoise and his wife managed to pick up the pieces and put them together, his shell was never smoothed again. The end. I wonder what you think the moral of that story is. Any ideas? Baby, do you have any ideas? Well, the moral of the story is, in general, you should be kind every time. Now, what the tortoise did was that he was not just only unkind, he was also selfish. And he paid for being selfish. Sometimes you might think that we're getting away with being selfish, but in the end, it's never good for anyone. So, we should learn to be kind and share, because sharing is caring. Now, I hope you've had a lovely time enjoying the story today. Thank you so much for joining me on Titingori Tales, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.